Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 21 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, Season 5. Alright, I am hanging out and checking in on my tree farm at the moment. Looks like a tree is getting destroyed right now by my good buddy, the little tank cart here from Steve's Carts. Awesome. We can see I've got my GUI scale back to normal. That's why the interface looks a little large like that. But hey, things are going well. I've got this awesome setup here. It's collecting all the items for me. Things are going great. I'm pretty excited about this, to be honest with you. Yeah, nice. I'm thrilled. I would like to, at this point in this episode, probably start collecting all the wood automatically and the saplings that we're getting out of this. So I'm going to set up a neat little tool to help me out with that, but that won't take too long. There's a couple other things I'd like to get to as well. I'd like to, I'm not sure if I have quite enough saplings yet to really start producing enough of the power source that I'm considering for my quarry. So I might go with the sapling power, or there's another power source I might look into. A couple options there. And yeah, overall, we've just got a ton of different things we can get to. So I'm going to get situated, make sure I've got everything I need to get started, and yeah, I'll be back in just a few minutes. Alright guys, I am working on making a cargo distributor, and this is the last component of what I'm going to need to get this little setup going that I want to do. Now the cargo distributor is basically an interface between the cargo manager over here that accepts and manages the cargo from the cart and your pneumatic tubes or Buildcraft pipe system. So basically what I'm going to set up is a way to get items out of this interface, and it's really not too hard to do. It's pretty cool actually. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at how we can use the cargo manager here to get stuff set up. One thing I didn't show in the cargo manager is right now everything that the cargo manager is doing is kind of operating all in one shared inventory. So you can see right now, currently all slots are shared by all sides, which is cool. So like, you know, when you're interacting with this guy or interacting with the saplings or interacting with whatever, you don't have to worry about inventory slots. But if we click on the middle box here, you can see right now each side has its own slots. So when it's, you know, trying to, you know, feed from the cargo manager into the sapling slot, you can see it's down here on the bottom left. That's where it'll pull the saplings from, but it won't pull these out. These are the only slot that allows the you know, storage slot to come in, and when this one fills up, so they're kind of separate inventories. You can also click it again and change color assignments here, so you can see that now all the yellow inventories kind of share a slot, and they'll, you know, work together, and these guys have their own colors. But I'm going to keep it in this mode because of the way we're dealing with this cargo thing, we don't have to worry really what mode it's in. It can all share one inventory. We don't have to get too concerned about, you know, different pieces going to different spots. But I wanted you to understand that functionality because it's important when working with this nifty little tool here. You can see this guy here, the cargo distributor. It's not connected to any cargo managers at the moment, so it's giving you a big warning about, hey, I'm not set up right. What you need to do is actually connect him to this block right here. So I'm going to do that right now. Go ahead and stick him underneath. You can put him really whatever side you want. And when he's underneath here, he's going to note that he's got a cargo manager on top, so he's really happy and he's going to work just fine. Let's go ahead and take a look here. You can see there's different colors on the different sides. Pretty cool. What I want to do is set it up so we can pull items out of these sides or put them in. All I got to do is connect pneumatic tubes up to it. But here's an important thing to note. Watch this. When I connect this tube to the blue side of this guy, for example, it's not connecting. That's because I haven't configured the cargo manager yet. I can tell the cargo manager or the cargo distributor which slots in the cargo manager to pull out of. So remember, in this mode, it had top left, bottom left, top right, bottom right. In this mode, it's got color borders around those slots, and in this mode, it's accessing just kind of everything. I could connect, if I wanted to, certain colors to certain areas. So you can see here, I could say the top left can be connected to the blue side, and the bottom left can be connected to the red side if I wanted to. It's pretty easy to do. But right now, I'm just going to set it up so that all sides interact with the blue side. So you can see all the inventory right here can interact with the blue side. And when I break and replace this thing, now it connects. Cool. Okay, but it's not actually the blue side I want to connect to. I want to connect to the purple side, so I'm going to remove that by right-clicking and drag this guy up here to the purple side. So all the inventory inside this thing interacts with the purple side. And to that purple side, I'm going to connect a filter. And let's go ahead and jump in here because I'm probably going to need my screwdriver. Cool. Filter can go here. Now filters, as I mentioned to you guys earlier, are a way to, you can either use them to determine what items are getting pulled out of blocks, or in line, if they're in the middle of a tube network, you can use them to filter out which items are allowed to pass through. So for example, if a bunch of items were traveling through a tube network here, and we had a filter, and we put a piece of wood in there, only wood would be able to pass through this machine. If you use it against an inventory, however, and you apply a redstone signal, it'll pull an entire stack of items out of the machine if there's nothing in the inventory. If you put something in the inventory, it'll pull that item out and no other ones. And determining the number of items that get pulled out is done pretty easily. You just put however many items in the inventory you want pulled, and that is what gets pulled out. So for example, right now I'm telling it only pull out 16 wood at a time. Every time we receive a redstone signal, it's going to pull 16 wood out of the inventory right here. So we've got 64 in the top slot, boom. I got 16 wood, and it pulled it out of here somewhere. I think it just started refilling from the cart, so that's why we didn't see it change. But I did get 16. Let's try that again when the cart's not there. Another redstone signal, and see we're down to 48 now. Cool. So I'm going to leave it in the mode where it's not being told what to pull, and with that, it's going to pull an entire stack of any item out of the inventory. Neat. And instead of just having it fall on the ground right here, I'm going to actually run it up like so. Let's see, where do I want these guys to hang out? I could place barrels is what I'm going to do. Let's put them right here in front. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Looks pretty fancy. Yeah, I think I like that. And I'm just going to run this pneumatic tubing up here. Now with barrels, we have to connect to the top of the barrel. So that's an important part. And there's one other thing I have to go change. Didn't realize I would need this. Not a big deal though. Where's my red power 2 chest? Good, I've got some stone covers. I'm going to need them. So what we've got going on right now, I'll just note on the side here, is that the pneumatic tube is connecting to the side of the filter. If you pump an item into the side of the filter, it's going to go into these inventories here, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to use the stone covers here to block that. Placing a stone cover there prevents this pneumatic tube from connecting to the filter. And that works for all pneumatic tubes, by the way. Awesome. And we can just come up straight along here. And luckily, the barrels here are intelligent enough to say you're not allowed to connect to the side of me. So I can simply run this guy up here like this. Cool. Let's deal with this night, and then we'll come back and get this running. There we go, it's daytime, so let's get this thing running. It's pretty easy. Simply apply a redstone signal to your filter, and it'll pull a stack of items out at a time. And go ahead and throw them into the filters. Now the pneumatic tubes are intelligent enough not to place it in an inventory that can't accept it. Hey, what's up, skeleton with gold armor? Oh man, one hit him with that sword? That is awesome. Smite 5 is where it's at. Alright. So, let's put in the next thing it should pull out is apples, because that's the next item in the inventory. Yep. So it's not going to throw the apples into this barrel. It'll throw it into this one here. Perfect. And then just to, be extra cool, I'm going to put some saplings in that slot. And we'll watch them filter up to the next barrel. So a barrel sorting system is really pretty easy to make. Just get it hooked up and get the items in there right, and they'll just kind of go where they belong, which is perfect. If we want this to run without me having to hit that lever all the time, I made a timer. Just like with my retriever down in my sorting system, it's going to activate the redstone tick every so often. So I'm going to just stick it on the wall. Timers can go on walls because timers are awesome. I'm going to give it a 5-second count. Just remember, like I said, the faster you have your timers ticking, the more lag you're going to have. When you're in the second range, you're fine. But, if you have a lot of timers in your world and you have them all set at like the absolute fastest speed of 0.2 seconds, you will eventually start to notice some performance decreases. So just to be conservative, make it a few seconds, just to be, a little bit more conservative, like I said. So there we go, 3-second delay. Every 3 seconds it's going to pull a stack of items out of this inventory, which I'm actually going to bump it up to like every 10 seconds, which should be way more than enough. If we have any problems with that, I can always just bring it down a little. Cool. So we are now collecting wood, apples, and saplings from our tree farm, thanks to Steve's Carts and Red Power 2 and Factorization for their barrels. Awesome. I love bringing all these different mods together. Alright guys, you can see me here rolling up some more iron plates because it's time for another Railcraft tank. Yep, that's right. We need to get a tank ready to store some of this awesome liquid stuff. And hey, I got a skeleton skull. Cool. Thanks, Vorpal Enchant. I love it. Alright, so I've got some valves, some gauges, and some portable tank walls. I think we should be in pretty good shape here. Why don't I clean up my inventory and head on over there to get this thing set up. So here we go. I want to store a new liquid. It's a forestry liquid called biomass, and it's one of my favorite fuel sources. You guys have seen me use biomass a lot in previous videos. Biomass is a great way to produce buildcraft power. The nice thing is it can come from saplings and a couple other sources of material. I'll be able to show you guys here in a moment. Pretty much everywhere you can get biomass from. Now there's I'm debating on my power system at the moment. I haven't quite figured out how I want that to work. But I'm going to set this guy up like so. Let's see. So we should be able to get a nice tank here. Boom, iron tank stores the liquid for us, and we can start pumping it in from back here. So basically, what I want to do is connect up a liquid transport system. Probably going to have at least 1 or 2 or 3 fermenters, which will create the biomass, and run the liquids straight up into here. The only question I have at the moment is how I'm going to power these machines, if I want to use redstone energy cells, which might work, or something else. And I actually kind of have a neat idea on how I want to kind of regulate the redstone energy cells, but I don't think I have quite the resources or the infrastructure just yet to run it the way I want to. So I'm going to start with one like this and then kind of automate the recharging of it in the future. I have kind of a neat idea on how I want to eventually recharge this thing. So I'm going to get the fermenters set up now. They're really not too hard to make. Just going to need some bronze, which I probably don't have much of. So let's get a bunch. Nice, quick, and easy way to get bronze is 48 to 16. There we go. And nice, stack of bronze. So let's check out fermenters. Fermenters are a great way, and pretty much the only way, to get biogas. So I'm going to get 3 of these guys, not too shabby. I'll get myself a bunch of wood first, and I'm going to need about a dozen gears, right? So let's put this together the proper way. And thankfully my forestry backpacks will refill my cobble in slot 5. Always like to have a nice stack of cobble around for building stuff, as you guys probably noticed. Alright, so I'm going to need a little bit more bronze then, huh? Let's go with you, and you. Boy, I really need to start that resource generation. You can see I'm using a ton of it at the moment. Cool. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 sturdy casings. Will get me the 3, fermenters, which is probably maybe a little bit overkill for my current resource setup, but, planning for the future when I might need more of this stuff. Cool. Plus, extra bonds never hurts. Got fermenters. These guys are pretty neat. Now, there is one other thing I'm going to want to set up. Where am I in here? Do I have anything that I want? No, Nope, don't have any items in here that I'm going to need some of this, I'm going to need some of this. Probably need a few other things. Why don't I create myself a new redstone energy cell and start charging it down in the basement? Yeah, I will get a few resources that I'm going to need here, and then come on right back. Alright guys, just filled up my redstone energy cell in there. That guy's ready to go. I think it's something like this. And this, and this will get me a new redstone energy cell. Awesome. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go throw it in my basement, connect it up to these guys. So we can see here, this one's nice and, pretty close to full. Why aren't you running if these guys are... You set up to full energy... Oh, there we go. Alright, cool. So, it straightened itself out. Just needed a bit of a moment to think, I guess. Cool. break this guy, put this one down, and make sure he's not reacting to redstone in any way. So should start getting some energy stored in here for all my machines in the workshop, and now I've got a partially filled cell, mostly filled, that I'm going to use to power my fermenters. So the one other thing I'm going to need to go along with these fermenters is probably, oh, got some stuff going on over here. What's going on over there? Shouldn't be any balancing of the aura at the moment. Interesting. I'm going to need some saplings. Let's get like, 5 stacks of them or so. You're going to need a lot of saplings for this. I'm not going to lie. This is pretty much a sapling hog, these fermenters. But with the redstone energy cell and all that stuff, it should process pretty quickly. So let's get these things set up. Fermenters are not hard at all to use. They do require quite a few things, and you're going to look at it and be like, what? I don't know how to use this stuff. Don't worry, it's really not hard. I got myself an aqueous accumulator because you're going to need some liquid. And I'm going to place this underneath here, actually. Make this real easy, right? Let's just get our stuff connected. Probably going to run something like this to... actually thinking probably one deeper, right? And place this guy here and get this guy here. And just give him a good wrench hit. And he should start creating water and sending it up. I will get some water source blocks. I don't think I have any in my bag at the moment, do I? I usually like to carry buckets, but they're empty at the moment because I am a noob. That's alright, I have to run back to my house anyway. Because there's something I forgot to grab. I want to get out of here a bit of sand. That should probably be enough. And out of my gems chest, I want to get some of this apatite. Cool. Good. And while I'm here, let's not forget my inventory. I'm good. The water for the aqueous accumulator. I think a good source will be right over here. Cool. Remember, your aqueous accumulator runs faster when it's got water source blocks next to it. Otherwise, it's just pulling out of the air. It gets a very small amount of water by itself. But simply water him on one side and water him on the other side, and he will be in much better shape. So he should increase much faster now and start sending these guys water. You can see they have their own little internal water buffer, and they even have an indicator on the front of the block that indicates how much water is inside. So you'll start to see that blue side climb up. Cool. The next thing we're going to have to supply this guy is power. And for now, I'm just going to place my redstone energy cell right here. I'm probably going to have several machines that are getting power from this guy. So I'm going to run them through the top. And I might have other machines here at some point, and maybe even further along for some of the other liquids that we're going to be producing later on in the series. So this is kind of my future-proofing of the plan for this guy. Okay? So, water filling up in the fermenters. We're going to have power connected to them. And the nice thing about these guys is they really don't draw much by way of power. They have like a little internal buffer that they fill up, but then once they've used that, if they're not running, they're not drawing power. So that's a nice thing about the forestry fermenters. Awesome. We need to create ourselves the following item. This stuff. Sand, plus apatite will give you fertilizer. There's actually a few ways to get fertilizer if you don't have the apatite. Ash, which is a side effect resource from peat-fired engines, which we haven't gotten to yet, but we will eventually. You can also combine saltpeter, which is a nifty thing you can get from Railcraft. You can also pulverize niter or saltpeter ore. Niter you can get from occasionally pulverizing sandstone. Well, that's not too bad. So you could probably get yourself a good niter setup. So yeah, not bad. But a couple ways to get yourself some fertilizer. But don't worry, it doesn't use too much fertilizer. It will use a good amount and it will burn through this, but it's not too bad. And then the final thing we need, and you can even see over here, like it's telling you what you're missing. Like when you take out the fertilizer, it'll tell you there's no fuel. Now it's telling you it doesn't know what it wants to make. There's a few things the fermenter can make here. Let's see if this version of this guy is here. Can I look up the recipe? Oh yeah, I can. Squeezer, fermenter. So you can see you can ferment almost any kind of sapling, and you can use either compost or fertilizer. You just need water, and depending on what you're fermenting here, you get a certain amount of biomass buckets. Cool. Also, by the way, if you use apple juice, which I'll show you guys how to make in the future, you can get more biomass per sapling. So you get about an 8 tenths of a bucket, so about 4/5. Or you can get 1.2 buckets worth if you use apple juice instead of water. But we'll get there. Don't worry about it. You can also use honey, which again we'll get to get extra. Not bad. So you can check out through here. There's a ton of stuff you can use to get all kinds of cool things. You can also, if you want, use cactus, but that gives you a very small amount of biomass. And wheat, also extremely small. You need 10 wheat for 1 bucket worth of biomass. You can also do sugar canes for the same extremely small amount. So there you go. Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and toss some oak saplings in, and you'll see it'll start to instantly use up one of the fertilizer, which is this red line. This is kind of your heat level, so it's using fertilizer to cook down and burn up the oak saplings. You're using power, and you're producing biomass. Cool. I'm going to turn all these guys on. Awesome. And then there's one other thing I'm going to probably want to do here. Let's do this way. Hopefully I can make this nice and fancy looking. Let's run some of this conduit stuff straight over to here, I want to say. I don't know for sure. I don't think I can put this guy down here, but I'm going to try just because. But I'm pretty sure I can't, right? Yeah, see? That's not multi-blocking properly. The bottom base definitely has to, though the center guy is usually okay like that. I guess not. So unfortunately, can't have that there. Valve has to be like not on like an edge, I think. So there we go, valve. We'll just run them straight up to here. Cool. All we gotta do is hit these things with a wrench to allow them to output their liquid. But remember, you have to apply a redstone signal here typically to get these guys to output correctly. So let's dig down a little bit. What I was gonna do was apply a redstone signal actually here. How am I for redstone? Yeah, I'm good. Get a few redstone torches. So if I put one here like that, there we go. So you can see it's pumping out of this guy. So this one's draining, these ones not so much. But we're going to apply some redstone signals here actually right now. Let's move this and make this all nice and fancy. Let me probably want to put him here. Where's my crescent hammer? Just trying to make this look good, guys. So we'll put one here, here, and here. And that should connect up nice and clean. And then put the conduits back, or the liquid ducts back. I hear zombies. And connect everything. So there we go. Now we're draining all the biomass out of these guys straight into our biomass tank. Awesome. We're going to have tons of biomass. I'll be back in just a few minutes because I want to start using this stuff. Wow, man, we are cooking. How's my energy cell doing? I am using a lot of energy. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to come up with an automated way to refill these remote energy stations. Alright guys, I've got more bronze gears, and I actually grabbed myself a few pistons, some glass, and some more bronze along the top, and you'll find yourself a biogas engine. Pretty awesome little tool here. The biogas engine uses biogas to create buildcraft power. Pretty much any engine that you find in here of this similar design creates buildcraft power. You can see there's a bunch of them, and more often than not, you're going to find them using the same material, matching the type of gear to make stuff. So you have like iron gears with iron, you've got bronze gears with bronze, you've got coal or copper and copper gears. So a bunch of different engines for different purposes. This biogas one, though, produces a decent amount of power. He needs lava to get himself heated up, and he needs biogas to run. So let's get ourselves a little bit of lava. Shouldn't be too hard, right? I would think. Actually, I probably even have a few that I can just kind of swap out. Let's just throw some of these things in the chest here, and I'm just going to few lava cans from my liquid transposer down here. I swapped them out with these guys. Will get taken care of with my lava cell in the nether. Excellent. So we got some lava cans. Now let's talk about how we want to get some biogas over there. I can use tin cans to collect the biogas out of the tank, but there's another item I might want to make just to try it out, something a little different. I want to get a portable tank. I should have one in here somewhere. There it is, portable tank. Not too bad. Some hardened glass, which is a good indication that this is a thermal expansion item, and some tin. So I should have, yes, 4 hardened glass and a piece of tin. These guys are pretty cool. Let's check out what they do. Portable tank. So you can see it stores 8,000 MB, which is 8 buckets worth. And I want to note to you guys the following pieces of information. A Buildcraft tank, this is a Buildcraft tank here, stores 16 buckets of liquid per block. The portable tank can store 8 buckets, as we can see. But the cool thing about it is you can fill it up and hit it with a wrench and pick it back up. So it's portable. So it's basically 8 buckets in one inventory. Neat. And it's really cool because you can kind of hook it up to a couple different things and automatically get stuff out of it and into it. So I don't think you can pump into the side of it. I think it's the top or the bottom. So let's do this. I want to set up a way to do this. Now I want to show you another neat, interesting piece of the iron tank. I'm going to break the side of this. And you're going to say, oh no, Direwolf, you just lost all your liquids. Don't worry about it. The liquid data value is actually stored in the very center block on the bottom. So you can break any block in this multi-tank except the center middle one, and you won't lose your liquids. But if you break the center middle one there, you're going to be in trouble. So don't do that. Cool, trust me. Boom, put it back down, and you can see all the liquid still there. No fear. Awesome. Put some more oak saplings in to get processed. And yeah, we should be cool now. Let's go ahead and connect up our liquid ducts. I'm just going to connect this guy like so. And I'm going to try and connect the portable tank right under it and see if we can hook this up. Now, if you hit your portable tank with your crescent hammer, it should switch between which mode it's in. So I want it in, I think blue mode accepts. Let's go ahead and get a lever on here too, so this guy starts draining liquids out. Will you connect here? No, I didn't think so. All right, so what I'm gonna have to do, I think I'm gonna do this. Put that there, activate the redstone, and one more of these liquid ducts here, and make sure these guys connect. And then you can go there. Cool, look, he's filling up. Awesome. So that's one way to do it. Very cool. Not a bad way at all. Another option, of course, is to use some of these cans to transport our liquids, but let's go check out our quarry and see how it's doing. I'm going to see if I want to use portable tanks or just the cans. Of course, cans are one-time use, unless we build a liquid unloader over there, which I don't think I want to do. But I just want to show you guys we can also transport cans. So let's get a few pieces of tin. 3 ought to be good for now. Cans. So 2 ways to transport your liquids. There's actually a lot more options that we could be going with right now, but at this point, I'm not in the state to do it. I need more resources. So lots of different options for this. I'm kind of showing you the manual way, and then I'll show you the automated way once I have more resources. So throw your cans in your iron tank, get some biomass. We'll be right back. So here we go, off to visit our quarry. Remember, the quarry was draining the redstone energy cell quite quickly, so I've got a bunch of biomass. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm right about this number. I think each can of biomass will produce 60,000 Minecraft joules total. And the biogas engines do a decent amount. I've got a nice little world hole here. Awesome. I'll be back once I fix it. Alright, so what do you guys say we hook up some biogas engines over here? Really pretty straightforward, though I don't like this guy being in my way, so I might push them back 1 block further just to make sure. Well, this guy's connecting to this one, isn't he? Alright, that should be fine then. Shouldn't be too much of an issue here. Just connect your biogas engines like any other engines here. And what they need is a little bit of lava to get them started. So you can see here, not warmed up. Refill the heating tank. Not too hard to do. A bucket of lava lasts a good while, so you don't really have to give them too much. When the engine is running, it's not going to lose lava. It just needs it to heat up, and then once it's heated up, it'll run on biomass full time and not have to worry about the engine at all. So you can see right now, currently not producing any energy. It's happy that it's got some biomass to run on. Cool. So you can see the little help indicator here telling you there's no fuel, but once you put some in, you're good. Now all we got to do is apply a redstone signal, which I'm going to do. I should have had some more red alloy wire on me. I don't suppose I have any in my bags, do I? Nah, of course, why would I? I'll come back in a moment. So here we go, setting up some power distribution straight over here. Just apply a redstone signal to get this guy going. All I gotta do is configure under what conditions. So what I could do with this is just say, hey, whenever you have space inside this relay, go ahead and emit the redstone signal, which will turn on the engines and allow this thing to run. So I think we've got a pretty good setup here. If I wanted to, I was going to show you the portable tank real quick though. So let's get our liquiducts ready to go. Really not too hard to use. I'll connect the liquiducts like this, connect this guy here, and connect the portable tank right here. Oh, but remember I said it won't connect on the side. You have to put it on the top or bottom. So since there's red alloy wire down there, I'll put it up on top. Cool. Make sure to give this guy a good hit so that it drains. And in order to get the tank to drain, you have to hit him again with the crescent hammer to turn from green to orange. And he'll automatically drain. So no redstone signal required. Awesome. So your choice if you want to use portable tanks or if you want to use the biomass cans. Portable tanks reusable, more manual. Cans, require tin. Up to you. I'm going to go ahead and activate this guy with this piece. Just say, when there's space in the inventory, emit a redstone signal. There's a momentary heat up period, which is when it's using the lava, but it only uses a very small amount, like I said. This is the internal buffer of biomass. You can see it took about a bucket's worth and threw it in there, and it's going to burn through this little internal buffer before it steals any more. Over here you can see we're producing 5 Minecraft joules per tick. So a little bit more energy than the magmatic engines that we've seen before. And between the 3 engines we've got going here, we're producing a total of 15, which gets our quarry running at a decent speed. Not nearly as fast as it was before. The max speed for a quarry is about 46. So, if you're looking to get something really good there, you could probably go with 9 engines, and that would kind of be about your max. I think that's right. 46? Yeah, it sounds about right. So, of course, the more engines you put on there, the faster it's going to run. For now, 3 is enough. I might increase the speed at a future date. All right, so this guy's running now. All I got to do is resupply the biomass cans every now and then, but you're going to have a lot more, time between resupplies this method as opposed to the method of using the redstone energy cells. And these guys are a lot easier to refuel. The redstone energy cell you would have to bring back. It takes a while to charge up, bring it over, it burns out real quick. These guys, they'll last a lot longer. Cool. Let's head back and see how our sorting system is handling all these new inputs. Well, I've got bad news and bad news. The bad news is that these recyclers probably at this point not keeping up still with the speed of the quarry, even though it's running kind of slow. Not too slow, but kind of slow, considering we've only got 15 Minecraft joules going in at a time. The recyclers still having trouble keeping up. So we're going to have a backlog here. We need to speed up our recyclers, get them running a little bit faster so they can handle more resources. And then maybe at some point we can even increase the speed of the quarry by throwing some more magmatic or any kind of engine on there, really. Probably going to go with more biogas ones. But the other bad news is it's the wrapping up point. We've hit the 30-minute mark here, so I got to wrap up the episode. Sorry, guys, but we will be back next episode. First priority, increasing the speed of those recyclers, getting them running a little bit faster so they can keep up with this. There's a way to increase the speed of almost any industrial craft machine using these slots over here. There's some upgrades you can go ahead and place in them. Just a little hint here. These are the ones, the overclocker, transformer, and energy storage upgrades. So we're going to be using some of those to make things run a little bit faster. Of course, when you run the machines faster, it's going to require more energy. So keep in mind that there's going to be a higher energy cost associated with that. And then we're going to want to look into probably a few other things. Might have a few other cool things to start trying out. I'm pretty happy with the progress thus far, though. A good amount of biogas produced already. Look at that. Wow, we've got a lot of biogas, actually. That's good. This guy could probably use a recharge at this point. Definitely. Going to go bring him down, get him recharged. I'll swap him out. Probably going to wind up manually swapping things around for a bit, but I will most definitely be getting... Where's my crescent hammer thingy. I might have put it away by mistake. Most definitely going to be getting a automated method because you guys know I hate having to do stuff manually. So I want to make sure that all these redstone energy cells and different things are set up. So at some point, not sure when exactly, but pretty soon, I'm going to want a Buildcraft power plant. I think that'll be pretty cool. A nice place to recharge these things very quickly. So I'm going to need a lot of engines and a lot of resources. Not quite there yet, but pretty soon. Another thing I have planned in the near future, I'd like to get some automated steak production. Those cows are just hanging out over there having way too good of a time not being slaughtered and not providing me with meat. So again, automated processes coming out of the manual stuff I got to deal with right now. All right, guys, Direwolf 20 signing off on episode 21. Hope you've enjoyed checking it out. And come back next episode, lots of stuff to accomplish. All right, guys, take it easy.